Alright, welcome everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing July 11th and the important announcement that'll directly impact your Social Security checks. That's the focus of the video. Let's get into it and talk through all the details. Alright, now in just a couple days here, we're going to be getting a very important announcement that is also highly anticipated because this is going to give us a glimpse into how much your Social Security checks are going to be impacted, as in how much are they going to be increased as well, based on this latest information that's going to be coming out here in just a matter of days on July 11th. Well, that's exactly what I want to talk about here in this video and break down all the details of the impact to your monthly benefits, as well as what we're currently looking at with this very important report. So with that being said, let's get into it, and I do want to explain all the details a little bit further. However, really fast before we do, can I ask a huge favor of you? If you have not done so yet, or if you happen to be new here, first off, welcome and thank you so much for joining me. Will you please make sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting the subscribe button right down below the video? It is totally free to do so. I'm here for you every single day. I'm watching the headlines, doing the research, answering questions, advocating on your behalf, doing anything I possibly can to help you out right now, because I totally get it. Low income and fixed income need a whole lot more money right now, and there's a lot of weird things going on right now out in the headlines, the announcements. A lot of things are being introduced right now. A lot of weird things are going on. I think we can all probably agree with that, right? Anyway, I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and thank you so much for watching. Let's get into it and talk about what's going on July 11th. All right, so I want to offer some clarification as far as what is going on this day, the announcement we're going to be getting, and how all of this information directly impacts and ties into more money for your benefits going forward, okay? All right, so let me explain exactly what this announcement is, and then again, I do want to clarify exactly what this one means, as well as what we need to continue watching over the next handful of months here as well, okay? All right, so July 11th is the date in which we're going to be getting the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, which is the inflation report. This is actually on the behalf of June, okay? Now, this is the June inflation report. Now, is this the one that we look at to determine how much benefits are going to be increasing as a result of rapidly rising inflation so far this year? To be real with you, no. This one actually does not matter when it comes down to your monthly benefit, as in this number that we're going to be getting on July 11th does not actually pertain to the calculation and the formula used to determine how much your COLA will be for next year, 2025. However, why would I talk about it then? Because this is going to be the last reading that we're going to get before we do get the three very important readings for the months of July, August, and September to determine how much your COLA is going to be. Now, here's the thing. This one is going to be very, very important because what has been going on so far this year, right? For the first, call it half of 2024, what has been happening? Inflation is going up. The last few months here, it's been going up pretty rapidly, right? So this report that we're going to be getting here on July 11th is going to give us the last reading until we get into the next three readings, which will be the very important ones to determine exactly how much your benefit increase will be. So yes, this inflation report, even though it is not going to be used for the formula and the calculation to determine how much your COLA will actually be, this one is going to be very important because it gives us the last data point. It gives us the last point on the trend to determine, is inflation still going up? Has it plateaued and leveled out? Is it possibly going down? Doubt it, by the way, just saying, okay? But my point is, this is going to be the last reading that we're going to get here before we start getting those three very, very, very important readings, because those three are going to determine exactly how much money you're going to be getting. Now, remember, those three readings are going to be released in August, September, and October, okay? They're always released in the middle of the following month, okay? Does that kind of make sense? I've talked about that before in other videos, but this one we're going to be getting on July 11th is June's inflation report. Now, this will give us a much better reading. Not only will it tell us what inflation is doing, has it gone up a little bit more, has it flattened out, or has it plateaued, but if it has gone up, which I anticipate it's gone up yet again, if it goes up again, and we won't know that until, again, the morning of the 11th here, but when we do get this reading here, it'll show us how much it has gone up. Has it gone up 0.3%? Has it gone up 0.7%? Has it gone up 0.1%, right? 0.1%. My point is, it'll show us the speed and it'll show us the pace at which inflation is still increasing, or is it possibly slowing down going forward, right? So this is going to be a very important metric that we need to continue watching. Not only that, remember, a couple weeks ago, we had the latest meeting out of the Federal Reserve, their FOMC meeting, and they came forward with their talk about inflation and their concerns going forward as this inflation continues to move up, right? Now, here's the thing. Going forward here as well, over the next couple months, and as we get more of these Federal Reserve meetings, which, by the way, many more to come this year as well, as we continue to move forward with the next FOMC meetings and the more meetings out of the Federal Reserve, this inflation report is going to be very, very pivotal as we determine what the Federal Reserve is going to continue doing moving forward with interest rates, right? Again, very important stuff going forward. At the end of the day, though, all of this ties back to your money and your benefits. Now, I've said this before in other videos. I've said it in live streams and things like this. If inflation is going to continue going up, here's what we want. We want it to top out at least in August, okay? I've said this many times before in other videos, but the reason for that is at least we can capture the top of it. If inflation is going to keep going up, at least give us the money here and top us out in August, because then we'll get the high point going in, we'll get the peak, and we'll get the high point going out the other side. Or going down, I should say. So if inflation really peaks out in August, that would be the best for all of the beneficiaries, the fixed income beneficiaries, because then we've captured the three highest points of this trend going up, the peak, and then the downside on the other side going down. Okay, does that kind of make sense? So again, that's what I keep saying in these videos and live streams. I'm saying, hey, if we're going to see all this inflation moving up, let's at least get as much as we possibly can out of it. And you've heard me talking about so far this year, for the first many months of this year, I continue to say by the time we get into July, August, and September, and we start getting into these inflation reports for these 3 months, which, by the way, again, I want to say this again really quickly. July's inflation report will be released in about a month, in mid-August, okay? So that's what we need to continue watching. But here we are, and I've been saying for a while now, I wouldn't be shocked at all to see inflation in the mid 4% range, right? But again, it's all going to be predicated on the inflation report leading up to this. Inflation is not just going to go from 3.5% to 4.5% or 5% in 1 month. It's just not going to happen. I mean, it could. In theory, yes, it can do that. But if it does that, that's not a good thing. That means we're going the wrong way, and we're going the wrong way really fast, right? So it's just not going to happen like that. But again, when we continue to watch all of these inflation reports, the CPIs month over month over month, and we've seen it so far this year, trending up higher and higher and higher, moving higher, a few tenths of a percentage point every single month, we can clearly see that, hey, by the time that we get to these 3 months here, we could be sitting at the mid 4, possibly upper 4% range. But again, this next report we get here on the 11th of the month is going to be very important, and it's going to show us what we need to know as far as where's the trajectory on this thing. Are we still moving up pretty fast, or are we slowing the pace, or what's going on here, okay? And again, here's what's interesting about it as well. As we get into the summer months, do we generally see inflation topping out in the summer, moving up in the summer, going down in the summer? Well, it kind of depends, but a lot of people are out there spending money because people are finally trying to get out of the house and enjoy some warmer weather, things like this. And again, it's a time where a lot of people are out of school, things like that. So a lot of more money is being spent on a variety of different things. But again, that point could also be discussed for various points of the year, like the end of the year when we're all out buying a bunch of stuff for the holidays and stuff like that. So again, it can be discussed any time of year. But yeah, in general, a lot of people are also going on road trips and all kinds of things, barbecues and grilling and whatever, all kinds of different things during the summer months. So yeah, inflation generally and a lot of spending generally picks up in the summer as well. So anyway, long story short here, in a matter of just days, July 11th, we'll be getting the CPI, the Consumer Price Index. And again, I want to reiterate, no, this one does not directly tie into the formula and the calculation used to determine the COLA for the following year, 2025, but it does give us the last data point before we start gathering those 3 very important points here for these months that we're in now, July, August, and September. Does that make sense? Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that for now. I hope this helps to explain it. If you want me to come back and explain further, I can always jump on a live stream if you want me to. I can come back in another video. Whatever you need, let me know down below in the comment section. I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. But this is important stuff. We're here now, and this is going to be very important to see what happens over the coming months here and to see what this inflation does. And also the response out of the Federal Reserve. That's also going to be very, very important with their next meeting here. And yeah, we saw some of the concerns here with their last meeting a couple weeks ago as well, right? Anyway, hope this helps. Again, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so. Thank you so much for your support. Really do appreciate it. Go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel in the video library, or those that I've hand selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section. A bunch of videos there as well. Or right now popping up on your screen, you'll see some videos showing up there as well. Go ahead and make your selection, and I'll see you again in just a minute in that next video. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. Have a good one, and I'll see you again in just a second. So